The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Storm Technologies webinar. I'm Rosemary Turley, and with me today is my colleague, Craig Ellis. For those of you who might not be familiar with Storm, let me just take a quick second to give you a snapshot overview of who we are and what we do. Storm Technology is a business technology consultancy, and we specialise in Microsoft technologies. So what we do is we work with clients to develop business solutions for them that are based on Microsoft technology. So anything from a CRM solution through to a marketing solution, through to a knowledge management solution or a data analytics solution, or even custom developed solutions that are designed for particular client business needs. But today, what we're here to talk about is social listening, and we're here to introduce you to the new Microsoft social listening solution. I've worked in marketing for a few years now, and I've always found that it's that informal or that word-of-mouth communication that often has the most impact on how a brand or a product or a company is perceived in the marketplace. So keeping an ear to the ground and understanding who's saying what has always been really important. And today it's more important than ever, but it's also more complex than ever. As you're all aware, it's just the sheer number of channels through which these conversations can happen have increased. The speed that the conversations take place has also increased as well. And the sheer reach that a conversation can have has significantly changed. Things go viral very quickly, and conversations don't just happen locally, they happen globally. So that's why I really like this new solution from Microsoft, because it makes it easy to get an understanding about who is saying what in today's digital environment, about a company, about a brand, or about a product. It's easy to use, it's straightforward, and it's light on resources. But it really does help you keep your finger on the pulse of what's going on about your company in today's digital environment. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand over to Craig, because Craig's going to give us a short demonstration and a little bit of an insight into just how powerful this solution can be for organisations. Thanks a million, Craig. I'll hand over to you now.
Good morning, everyone. So I'm just going to take you through basically a high-level view of social listening. Just get the screen on now. Okay, so this is your overview of social listening. So what is social listening? Basically, it is a service that you use to search social networks, analyzing the data. It presents to you within an instant, and it gives you exactly an idea of where your company stands, your product or your service, whichever you decide to search on and what topics you're interested in. So this overview here gives you all the search topics that we've selected, and it gives you kind of this buzz kind of feature and the trend feature. So what buzz means is how much talk has been generated about your product or the keywords that you've inserted. Now at the moment we have all search topics here, so it's the buzz about all our search topics that we've chosen. So the three we have at the moment are Tourism Ireland, we have Christmas in Dublin, and we have Dublin Bus. So we're getting an average of 40 posts per day between all topics. Our trend has gone up since last week. And then we also have this timeline here, which gives you an idea of the share of the voice. So this is Twitter. So Twitter is taking 58.9% of all our posts. We have Facebook. We have anything in the news. So any of the news companies, the Irish Times, Independent, it all takes in from their websites and their Twitter feeds and everything. So we also have blogs. So any bloggers out there, it takes in all the blogs from websites, from the companies, and from personal blogs. And then we have videos, so YouTube, Vimeo, and several other sources. What we can see here also is a list of languages. So it gives you an idea of what languages the keywords are coming up in. Currently there are 19 languages that can be selected. And then sentiment, which I'll get into later, there's currently 5 native sentiment languages. So as an overview, we've chosen last week, so we can see that we can go into this and see that we go from today, we can go from last week, last month, or we can create our own custom time frame. So at the moment, to stay with last week for the moment. So all search topics, we can see that there's been 280 posts, which gives us 40 per day. So this is all our search topics in one. So you get your share of voice, you get trend, buzz history. We can see all the locations that these are coming from, and the languages. Now, sentiment doesn't work for all top search topics, but it does for each personal one. So let's say Tourism Ireland. We can see their posts. We can see that they've got 93% share of the posts. We can see the average trend. So buzz history. So what is buzz history? So we can see that the time frame of how many posts were posted on our keywords. And we can see that, so at the start of this time frame, there's obviously a lot of posts about it, and it's been going down and down. So possibly around this mark here, they've created another few posts or a new campaign. I'll go into more of that in a moment. We can then see by location, so who's tweeting, who's blogging, all the keywords that we've used with Tourism Ireland, and we can see their the share. So 38 posts in the UK and 33 from Ireland. The languages, all posts were in English. And then here's sentiment. So what is sentiment? So we can see Microsoft have created this AI, which basically would go through the keywords that are in the post, and it will determine whether that post was a positive post, and was there something negative said, or was it neutral. Now at the moment the AI, it's quite smart, but obviously it doesn't get some certain keywords, it doesn't get some slang words, but also it kind of the Irish sarcasm doesn't come into it as well. So that at the moment the AI is creating that, but what you can do is you can go in, you can review the sentiment, you can review the post, see, okay, was it a positive, negative, or neutral? So then you can go and change that, and then it will in real time recalculate the sentiment. So it gives you kind of an overview of, you can see each one of your search topics. So if you're interested in your brand against another company's brand or competitor, you can then search between the keywords that are used on your brand or product. You can also then go on against your competitor. Possibly you want to look into what your suppliers are doing, or if you want to go into a different market and you're looking to see any opportunities that might be in that market, you can then check on that. So we kind of went for a diverse. So we have Tourism Ireland, a lot of Twitter posts about it. You've got Christmas in Dublin, which has a lot of YouTube videos. And then we have Dublin Bus, which has a lot of news topics. So what I'll do is I will go into one of the search topics that we created to give you a more in-depth view. So we'll go into Christmas in Dublin. So on this search topic, we get the same things as just before, but in a more direct view of just one search topic. So we have 11 posts. We have the average has gone up since last week in the trend. Locations, all our posts are from Ireland. We have languages, all in English. And from our search topics, it has 3.9% of the posts. So we can see the timeline here as well. So in the days, so on the 4th of December, there was 4 posts. You can see then the next day, the 5th, it's gone down, only 2 posts that day. And we can see then it goes back up on today's date. So another thing that is pretty good here is, say your brand and everything's good, there's all these posts about it, all are positive, then suddenly there's a slump or there's a sudden peak. And what is good is that you can get actually alerts. So if there's a sudden trend change, so if you're having a lot of positive things said about your brand, then suddenly there's a huge trend change that has gone into negative, you can be alerted through email, and that will give you an idea of like something's happening. Let's get into the social atmosphere and see what's happening to our product. And you can then see the breakdown of the different sources. So the good thing about this is you can easily see where the biggest volume of discussion is coming from and which channels are most important for your product, your service, or your company. And then from these statistics, you can then target these channels for future development with that product, because that will bring you out with the most value. So we can see the breakdown there. And then here we have shared voices. So you can see here that for Christmas in Dublin, there's a YouTube, so people are liking to see this visual representation of Christmas in Dublin. So what I'll go into is we can look at our posts. So this is drilling down more into the search topic, and we can go directly to all the posts that have been there. Okay, so I'll change it to today so we can see some real time from today. Okay, so from this we can see the posts, so we can see what channel it's come from. So Twitter, there's Facebook, there's the blogs, there's a few news channels further on down. So we can see all this here. Now, so what that does is that gives us the person's name on Twitter, so we can actually click on this person and it will bring us to a web page within Twitter and their profile. So if a company wanted to follow, retweet, reply directly to this person, they can do so by just clicking on this. We can see their actual tweet, what they're saying. So the keywords we used for Christmas in Dublin obviously was Christmas in Dublin. It had to be that phrase. So this comes up here. We also use Irish Christmas. So we can see here that in yellow the keyword is being displayed. That's why it's come up in our post. And currently it's saying good cheer and great deals. So I would say that's a positive. So we can change this from neutral to positive. What we can also see is this here, and this bar chart. So the bar chart is calculated on how many followers the person has or how much voice they have within the Twitter community. So Niall Kelly obviously is getting a bit more, a few more followers than this person here, Sarah Kenny. So we can then directly message them, or we can follow them and try and, if we retweet their tweet, we'll get more audience will be able to see our tweet then. Another thing is that you can see the date, what language it was in. We can see what time it was posted, but we can also go to the original post. So that would bring us to the web page. So for this one, it's Twitter. So for Facebook, it will bring us to the exact where the post was, or the person. And in the blog, it will bring us to that person's blog. And say we've put in Irish Christmas or Christmas in Dublin, and the tweet or the message is nothing to do with what we're looking for, or say it's in a different language that actually it isn't related to what our search topic is. What we can easily do is delete it, and that will remove it from our posts, and it will remove it from our data. So a tweet that I sent out earlier today just to show the AI in full form. So as you can see here, we're talking about the dull weather in Dublin. So it's taken the AI is taking those words and put it in as a negative. So what we can say is, right, that's a negative there, but now we're saying there's nothing better than Christmas in Dublin. So Christmas in Dublin is highlighted because it's the keyword and the positive word in here. So what they've done is, right, the positives overweigh the negatives, and they've put it as a positive message. So we can confirm that, yes, it's positive. So basically what that does is that will reload our data for sentiment. It will reload the tweets. It will reload all our data on that. I think we're timed out. 1 second now. Here we go. So with the sentiment feature as well, you can view whether there are positive or negative feelings towards your product or brand. And the keywords can also be from, as I was saying earlier, the native languages to avoid missing out on valuable information from different key areas. So I might actually just show you with alerts. So alerts can be set up, as I was talking about earlier, the trend changes. So if we want to create an alert, we can create a post alert. So if a particular post, you can put in keywords that are negative about your brand. So if you hear suddenly there's the breakage of one of your products or something has happened to one of the services, downtime, you'll be able to be posted and you can set up the email addresses. So that will mean that as soon as the post is sent in with a negative or positive within your keywords, you'll be getting a direct email. And if there's multiples, it will all come in one email. What we can do is a trend. So if suddenly your product goes from positive to a negative, it depends on the level you can set that at. So you'll get suddenly from positive to a negative, a huge amount of customers coming in saying on Twitter that there's a problem with products. You can get an email to tell you that there's a huge trend change. So I think the best thing to do is to actually show you how easy it is to use. So within search topics, anyone can set this up. You don't need to be a programmer. You don't have to be in marketing. It's very simple to set this up. So in search topics, I can go and show you one that we created earlier with Christmas in Dublin. So when you're creating a new search topic, you're putting in the name. So to give this Christmas in Dublin. Now what you can do is you can select this as an account. So if you're looking at one of your accounts that you have, one of your contacts that you want to keep an eye on, you can put it under that. If you have a marketing campaign or a new car, product, service coming out, you can put into a campaign. You can search your competitors, keep an eye on them, see what they're doing and how their trends are compared to yours. You can look at a particular contact. So if you want to keep an eye on a particular contact that you have, leads, your products, and then uncategorized. So you can select it in your separate area. So here we are with the search queries. So we can put in as many keywords as we want. So we put in Christmas in Dublin, and we put higher, uppercase, lowercase. We can put in Irish Christmas, and you can put in as many as you want in the keyword section. Now what we've done also is you can do inclusion. So if it's Christmas in Dublin, it has to include the word market, or you can say tourism. And you can create as many inclusions as you want, but knowing that this is bringing down to a particular, it's defining it down to a very high level. So what we can do is you can go Christmas in Dublin, and you can do Christmas market, which is currently on the same student screen. So we could just focus on just anyone talking about that market. So we can have it that these words have to be within the same sentence, they have to be in the same paragraph, or they can be in the same post. Now exclusions. So we're thinking about Christmas in Dublin, so we don't want to be looking at Belfast, we don't want to be looking at Galway, and then we want to be looking at kind of town, as in the city centre of Dublin. So we've removed Dundrum Shopping Centre, we can put in Liffey Valley, and any other shopping centres you can think about, you can just put in to exclude any posts about them. What we can also do is the sources. We can do blogs, Facebook, Twitter, videos and news. So if we want to just look at Facebook and Twitter, we can narrow it down. We can look at several different languages. At the moment we just currently have English and German set up, so we can look at two of them. Now what we can do is to test this search query so we can see the volume that it will potentially come in. Okay, so our search query is coming back with 31 posts. Search query 31 would have 3 posts on Twitter per month. Now, there's a maximum of 10,000 posts on Twitter. So that's for the basic package. So what you want to do is you want to keep it down from 10,000, but also you won't be able to respond to that many posts. It would just get out of control. So what you want to do is you want to narrow it down to just be purely about your product, your service, or your competitor. So you don't want it to be a wide range or different locations. And that's simply it. We can then just click save and go back to the home page. And then the search topic will be displayed within this part here, and it will also be displayed in the part here. So we have Christmas in Dublin, and we have it here as well. So a handy feature is also to, you can then narrow it down, so we can look at sentiment, and then we can look at all the positives, negatives, neutral, or select all, or if you just want positive or negative. So it's really, you can just keep defining and breaking it down into, drill down into it. But the main thing about social listening is the fact that it's cost effective, it's a very powerful tool, it's extremely easy to use, and personally I feel it's going to be a big game changer in marketing and brand awareness. Social listening is also fully responsive, so it works on mobile, tablet, desktop, laptop. And I think the fact that you can now turn a sentiment into an opportunity. So if someone is saying something positive about your product, your service, your brand, what you can do is you can turn that sentiment or that person into a contact or lead within Dynamic CRM, or you can create them into an opportunity. So if a company is tweeting about your products or blogging about it, you can actually create them as an opportunity within Dynamic CRM. So I'll hand it back to Rosemary to finish off.
Okay, great. Thanks a million. That was very interesting. Nice to know that people are talking about Christmas in Dublin in Korea. Guys, what I'd like to, we're just about to close off now. I'd like to say thanks a million for your time. But I'd also like to make an offer. If any of you find this fascinating like we do, we'd love to offer you the chance of just a personalized or tailored demo specifically for your brand or your company. So if you are interested, all you need to do is drop us an email. You all have our email address. And what Craig will do is Craig will get in contact and he'll find out from you specifically what you're interested in tracking. We'll load that into the system, we'll let it run for a day or two, and then we will come back and we'll present back the digital view of what's been said from about your company or your brand in the digital channels. So if you'd like to avail of that, just drop us an email and we'd be more than happy to create a personal and tailored demonstration for your organisation. Thanks again for your time, and if we don't speak to you before Christmas, we hope you all have a great Christmas. Take care. Goodbye.